Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. All good? Okay, great. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so how are you guys? Thank you, Chetu, for asking. My day was like okayish, sort of. But what about you guys? How was your day? Good. Your day was also great. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so that's good. So, can somebody remind me what are the different things that we have studied in our yesterday's class? Can somebody remind me that? Please let me know. Can somebody remind me like what are the different things that we have studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Okay, we studied about variables, we studied about console, we studied about the alert function. Okay, we studied about history and the basic command in okay, prompt. Great. Okay, so these are all the different things that we studied about in our yesterday's class. In today's class, we are going to study about scripts and functions in JavaScript. So these are the two topics that we'll be touching upon. If we get enough time today, then I will also like to start with a intro to Node.js, like why actually we require Node.js itself. So if we get enough time after completion of functions, I would like to start with that as well. Otherwise, we'll continue from tomorrow. There's no harm on no foul. The classes will be for 1.5 hours. Okay, 1 to 1.5 hours. So please be patient about that. Okay. So my voice is actually not breaking due to continuously speaking the entire day. This is how my voice has become. The entire day I'm having my office, so I have to take up meetings and I have to speak a lot. Then from like, in the evening I have two boot camps of 1.5 hours, so 3 hours of continuous speaking right over there. Then I'm having a class after that of 2 hours from 11 to 1, so again I have to continuously speak that there as well. Due to that my voice has become something like this. Okay. So I hope that you guys will be able to like adjust with the voice itself and focus upon the teaching aspect. Okay. So the CEO is a very busy person. Okay, she's extremely busy taking up meetings with her toy friends. Okay, so yeah, it won't be possible to bring her up for every single class. Okay. Okay. So actually, I just finished my coffee like just 2 minutes ago. So that is the reason why I'm not able to drink the coffee in the middle of the class itself. So basically, my co-founder Ashish Modi. So Ashish is basically a data engineer from KPMG. So he has also been like he has also taught a lot many number of students and is currently working as a data engineer. So he suggested to me not to drink coffee in the middle of the class. So I'm like, okay, no issues in that, no issues in that. He's like, dude, students are thinking that we are having sponsorship or something like that. And I'm like, I have no clue about that. I just need my coffee. Okay. So, yeah. So please reduce the slow mode time. Sure, I will just reduce it to 20 seconds. Just please keep that in mind that do not just scam around inside the live chat. I don't want that. I'm keeping the live chat so that if there is any question that I'm able to see that needs to be answered immediately, I'm able to do that. Okay. So that is the reason why I have done that. Shrey Gupta, like sending the certificates in an automated process. If you have written your name wrong in any of the attendance link, then that is the reason why the certificate has the wrong name. So please keep in mind when you are filling up the attendance form or when you're filling up the project submission form, keep in mind that whatever details that you're filling right over there, it should be absolutely correct. Okay, so always keep that in mind, guys. Okay, so can we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Can we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Can we start off with our today's class, guys? Okay, great, amazing. So I will just create a new page itself. Okay, so previously when we were working inside our console, if you guys remember, let me just open up the live chat on my phone as well, that I'm able to see your chats. Live chat, give me a second, guys. I was just checking up on the development for the Superman being back as Henry Cavill in the DCEU. But I don't think so that would be possible even after the Warner Brothers merger. Let's see, let's hope for the best if he's back. Okay, so let's get started. So yesterday when we were working upon in the console, every single time I had to write a particular line of code, I was able to do that only once. For example, if I want to print hello world 3 times as an alert, okay, I'm going to generate an alert hello world 3 times. So for that I have to write 3 lines of alert back to back. So inside our console, as you're able to see right over here, ALERT alert, and then you are having your hello world. Okay, so I'm writing this particular line of code right over here. As soon as I'm pressing enter, usually to go to the next particular line of code, you have to press and enter right over here. Okay, but it just like it immediately gives me an alert on my screen that says hello world, and I don't want that. I want to make sure that we want to go to the next line of code and write another alert as well. To be able to do that, let's do one thing. We will be writing alert hello world again, but to go to the next line, to continue writing your code inside the console, you have to click on shift enter. To continue writing your code, you have to, instead of pressing as soon as you will be pressing enter, it will run that code. You don't want that code to be run. You want to go to the next line of code. To be able to do that, you have to click on shift plus enter. Okay, not shift plus enter, let's shift enter. Okay, to click on shift and then enter, so that will take you to the next line of code. You can continue writing your code from right over there. For example, alert and then hello world right over here. Write another line of code again, you will have to press shift enter, and then you will have to write alert hello world once again. So you have to, if you have to go to the next line of code to write another line of code, you have to write, you have to, instead of pressing enter, you have to click on shift enter. Okay, now to run this particular 3 lines of code, instead of pressing shift enter, you just have to press enter, and that will show you 3 alerts. Okay, so hello world, this is my first alert, hello world, this is my second alert, and hello world, this is my third alert right over here. So this is how you will be able to write multiple lines of code inside your console. But it's not a very practical like application. Okay, it's not a very practical application. Console is usually used when you want to check something up inside your code using maybe some print statements that you already have, or you want to write one single line of code to be able to check something. So console isn't meant to write multiple lines of code together. Yes, you can use shift enter to move to the next line and continue writing your code, but by mistake as well, if you are clicking on enter, all your code is gone. Okay, you will have to write the code again, and that is not what you want. So there is one more part of the this is called as the inspection window, what you're currently using, which has the console inside of it. This entire white portion is called as the inspection window. Okay, so there is another particular tab where you can go to continue writing your code. Now that is where we'll be going to sources. Okay, that is we'll be going to sources right over here. So you're having console elements and then sources. Now inside of sources, as you're able to see, let me just remove this, we don't require it. Inside of your sources, so you are having your console elements and then sources. I want you guys to go into your sources, and there you'll be able to see this double arrow on the top left corner. Are you able to see this double arrow on the top left corner, guys? Can somebody let me know? Can somebody let me know that are you able to see this particular double arrow on the top left corner, guys? Please let me know, guys. Great. Once you're clicking on this particular double arrow, you will be able to see some options that are coming to your screen. Okay, it is page, file systems, overrides, okay, content scripts, and then snippets. Okay, and then snippets. I want you guys to go into snippets. I want you guys, so for example, it is opening up pages right over here. I want you guys to go into snippets. Inside the snippet, I want you guys to create a new snippet. Okay, I want you guys to create a new snippet. Now this is a file, just like you're having your .pdf, .docs, .txt. So those are all different kinds of file. Right now we need to create a file. We'll be writing our JavaScript code. So we will name this, you can name it as anything. Shaurya, you can name it as, let's say Kishan, you can name it as Rekha, you can name it as anything, okay? Right now, as this is our main JavaScript file that we are going to use, by default, I will be using the index.js. So the extension to this file, will be .js, because you will be writing JavaScript code inside of it. Okay, so as you're able to see, we have created our index.js code snippet. Okay, index.js code snippet. So Ujjwal Roshan is saying that भाई ये कोई सर्टिफिकेट नहीं देगा और लास्ट क्लास में अपने इंटर्नशिप का ऐड करेगा, बोलेगा ज्वाइन कर लो, ये बस वॉचिंग से पैसा करना है, प्लीज लीव ऑल, डोंट वेस्ट योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम. So there are some students who don't come to the classes on time and they won't fill up their attendance forms. They won't submit the projects. They will be submitting the project of someone else. Okay. So please don't do that. Like I've already said to you guys, if you want to check out the certificates, you can definitely go to LinkedIn. Okay. Go to LinkedIn and then let me just show it to you guys. Like I don't care about these students, but still it's my duty as an educator to make sure that you guys are the utmost familiar with the certificates and everything. Let me just open up DevTown right over here, and I think so hashtags, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so it would work in hashtags. Yeah, I also have no idea. Let me just show it to you guys in notifications itself. No issues in that. So I've already showed to you guys, this is the Google certificate, okay, that you are able to see right over here. The student has also posted the Google certificate as well as the Microsoft certificate that has been sent to him. Okay, the other students must have also put up these certificates. So yeah, and I know that it's my duty to basically comment on each every post, but I don't get enough time to do that. But I will definitely, whenever I'm getting time, I will definitely try to do that as well. As we're able to see, students are getting the certificates. There's never an issue with that. Yeah, if you are filling up the attendance form, again guys, this is the reason why, like I'm taking Ujjwal as an example right over here. Okay, you guys need to make sure whenever you're filling up the attendance form, please guys use the same email ID inside your attendance form as well as your project submission form, because we tally the attendance as well as the project from your email address itself. So please try to make sure that you guys are actually doing it properly. Okay, so yeah, so once we have opened up these snippets, okay, so sources, the double arrow, click on snippets. Inside the snippet, create a new snippet. Inside the new snippet, name it as index.js right over there. Okay, so you will be able to find this index.js file inside of here. Okay, so you will be able to find the index.js file right over here. Okay, inside of there we will be writing our code. Inside of it, we'll be writing our code. Now, for example, I want to write 3 alerts right over here. I don't have, this is just like a normal document. Just like a normal document that you're having .txt file, .docs. You can write your code as it is. Okay, you don't have to focus upon shift enter or something like that. Just normally type your code. So alert, and then you are having hello world. Then the semicolon at the end. Again, we'll be writing hello world, alert, hello world. Then again we can write our alert, hello world. I don't have to focus upon like shift or shift enter or something like that. I can directly write my code right over here. Okay, hello world. As you're able to see, we are having 3 lines of code that we have written normally. Okay, 3 lines of code that we have written normally right over here. Okay, so we can save this by clicking on Control S. That will save this particular file, whatever code that you have written right over here. Okay, and then you can click on the Control Enter. Okay, you can click on Control Enter, or you can click on this particular button on the bottom of the page. In the bottom of the page, are you guys able to see on this particular play button, guys? At the bottom of the page, are you able to see this particular play button at the very end? Can somebody let me know, guys? Okay, so you can click on this particular Control or Enter button, or you can just you do Control Enter as well. So that will basically run your code. So as you're able to see, we are getting 1, 2, and 3 lines of code executed right over here. I understand many of you are joining us for the first time, I guess, because like I'm able to see some questions that where this open from or something like that. In yesterday's class, I guess I taught you guys how to open up the inspect module, but I will just do it once again. Anywhere on your browser, Chrome browser that you're using, just do a right click on the browser itself. You will be able to see an inspect option. You will be able to see an inspect option. Inside the inspect option, you are having your console elements, sources, network, performance. Go to sources. Inside the sources, there is there's double arrow on the left hand side top corner. Inside the sources, you are having double arrow on the left hand side top corner. Just click on those double arrows. We'll be able to see page, file system, overrides, content, scripts, and snippets. You want to go to snippets. You want to create a new snippet, name it as index.js, and all your code will be written inside of it. Okay. So inside the console, you were basically writing every single line and then executing it. Okay, so you weren't able to write multiple lines of code together. Now, this is where a file system comes into place. You're creating a JavaScript file. You're creating a file that is called as index.js, and you're writing all your JavaScript code right over here without the tension of it getting executed in between the writing the code and your code vanishing out of your screen. Okay, so it is always present right over here. So whatever code that you are writing, you can directly write the code, and then once you have completed writing the code itself, you can click on this particular play button to be able to execute it. Now guys, why we are doing this, please don't rush forward to an IDE, because of course from tomorrow onwards we are going to use an IDE. Like I said, I take things step by step. Okay, so first we learned about consoles, then we are like at a 1+ level, that is the snippets, and once we have learned about snippets, then we'll be moving towards an IDE. Rushing forward does not help you at all. We want to take things from the utmost basics. Okay, now snippet is basically small pieces of code. Okay, snippet is small pieces of text, or small, that is the literal English meaning behind it, that is small pieces of text. Okay, so right over here, when you want to write small pieces of code that you want to execute together as a bundle, at that point of right, you write a snippet of code. Okay, that is a small part of code. So right over here, you are able to write multiple lines of code. Okay. Okay, so Hardik, I think so you were not there in our yesterday's class, because you are asking what is the undefined statement. So I already told you guys that after learning functions, I will be explaining you guys what undefined is. So please do not disturb the class. Okay, Hardik? Okay, great. So let's get started right over with this. Okay, as you're able to see, we will now be learning about functions. Okay. So let us go back to our drawing board. Just like variables, guys. Can somebody shit, where is my tablet? Ganesh, did somebody take my tablet? Yeah, the tablet and the pen, please give it to me. Okay, so it will take me 2 minutes, guys. Like my tablet is actually taken up by somebody. So yeah, after that point of time, I will try to make sure that I'm able to answer some of the questions. Okay. No, I don't think so. Susie took it away. Like my house has become a dharmshala for many people. So it's like a lot of many people are coming to my house on a daily basis to meet me. So uh, somebody or the else just disturbs my entire setup on a daily day. Thank you so this is not a C plus plus code that you are writing. Okay, this is JavaScript. There's no header file right over here. Okay, okay. So can we start, guys? Okay, so let's get started right away. So we have learned about variables. Okay, var rent is equals to 1200. Okay, so we have learned about variables, and I told you guys that variables are basically like boxes that have the name of rent and has the value of 1200 inside of it. Okay, has the value of 1200 inside of it. So in the similar way, there is a concept called as functions as well. Okay, there's a concept called as functions as well. Now, functions is basically something, for example, let us say that you are creating, so let's take an example. You guys must be like at your home at some particular point of time, okay, living with your parents. Now, there will be a many number of times where your mother is like, Shaurya, just bring me a packet of milk from the store down below. Okay, let's take up an example. Okay, so bring me a packet of milk from a store down below. Okay, so your mother just says to you that bring me a packet of milk. That's it. That's everything that your mother is saying, and she gives you some money as well. You will get up from your place, you will walk towards the door, you will then go to the elevator, you will come down by the elevator, you will then go outside, you will take a left, then you will walk 100 meters, you will take a right, then you will walk 200 meters, then you will reach the grocery store, you will give the money, you will ask for a packet of milk, he or she will give it to you, she or they will give it to you. Once you have got the milk, you will again come back from like following the exact same path, coming up the elevator, entering into your house, giving it to your mother, and then taking your excellent seat in front of a laptop and start coding again. So that would be the entire process that you will be doing. But did your mother tell you explicitly, okay, like every single thing, like again and again, every single time that she wanted you to bring let's say a packet of milk, did she told you to do this every single time, like, okay, go out, press the button in the elevator, go inside the elevator, press the basement button, go outside, walk these many steps, take a right, walk these many steps? She didn't do that. Of course, for the very first time when like you were a kid and she told you to bring the packet of milk, she would have explicitly told you that, okay, do this, go down, walk this much, take a right, there is the grocery store that you will be able to do, and come back the same way. Okay, so it would be very like easy for you to bring that packet of milk back home. Okay, for the very first time she will be telling you each and every step, but right now she won't be doing that. She will just tell you that, okay, do this, bring me a packet of milk. That's it. Okay, so the same thing happens with code as well. So there is a many number of times when you have to write a code that is repeated in nature. Okay, I'm not talking about, so don't talk like right now we are not talking about loops or something like that. I'm talking about, for example, whenever a person is coming to your website, okay, whenever a person is coming to your website, a new person is coming to your website, you want to show a greeting message to that particular person that, hi Shaurya, how are you? Okay, you want to show this particular message to that particular user. So there will be basically two steps involved with the same. The first step would be creating a variable. Okay, var name is equals to prompt. What is your name? Okay, var prompt, what is your name? Okay, and the second line of code would be an alert saying, hi, name, how are you? Now, every single time a particular person is coming to your class itself, every single time a particular person is coming to your website, you want to show this particular greeting message. So instead of writing these two lines of code again and again and again, every single time a particular person is coming to your place, you can put this entire code inside a box and name it. Just like your variables, you can put the entire code inside a box and name it as greeting. And this is basically called as a function. This is basically called as a function. Just like you were having variables for values, similarly for code, whenever you wanted to use that value, you would be using that variable. So instead of writing that value again and again, you are using the variable name. Similar to that, instead of writing the code again and again, you can directly use the function. Okay, for that you are having the function. You create a function. Creating a function is absolutely simple in not Python, in JavaScript. Okay, you just write function. Just like variable, you write var, okay, to basically tell that this is a variable. Similar to that, you write function right over here. Then the function name. So right over here, I'm naming it as greeting. Okay, in front of greeting, you need to have parenthesis and then curly brackets, and whatever code that you want to write, it will be going inside this particular curly brackets. This is how you are able to create a function inside your JavaScript. So let us look at that. Let us create a particular function. So first, let's create the var name is equals to sure. And then an alert. So did I tell you guys about concatenation? Please let me know, guys. Don't worry about it. I know that my handwriting is not that great, neither are my drawings that great. That is why we will be coding it along as well. Okay. Okay, I didn't tell you guys about concatenation. So before doing this, let us learn about concatenation. We learned about string, guys. Please let me know. Have we learned about strings? Have we learned about strings, guys? Okay, so we have learned about strings, but we haven't learned about concatenation. No issues in that. So for example, you are having 2 plus 7. Okay, whenever you're doing 2 plus 7, you are getting like the answer 9. That is, you are adding the two numbers together. Similar to that, in strings as well, you can use the addition symbol. Right over there, it is called as concatenation. What do you mean by concatenation in normal English? Let us search that. Concatenate. A meaning. Concatenate basically means in normal English, link things together in a chain. Okay, link things together in a chain. So if you are doing something like this, you are writing, let's say, first string you are having hello, and the second thing string that you are having is world. So and if you are using a particular addition symbol in the middle, it will just concatenate them together. It will concatenate the two strings together. It will link the two strings together to form a single string. As you're able to see, we are having two strings, hello and world. We are using the addition symbol to concatenate them together to form a single string called as hello world. But hello world together has no meaning. You want to create a space in between as well. So for doing that, you can create something like this as well. So plus, then an empty space right over here. After the empty space, you're having another plus and then the word. So what you're doing is you're concatenating three different words together. Okay, you can concatenate three different words together. So you're having hello, then you're having a space that you're concatenating it to, then you're having word that you're concatenating it to. So if I'm running this particular line of code, you are able to get hello space world. Similar to that, if I'm creating a var is name is equals to, let's say, Shaurya. Okay, I'm creating a variable called as name. So name basically contains or refers to the value Shaurya, that is a string. So you can combine them together, you can concatenate them together as well. For example, you can concatenate, let's say, hello world. And then you can concatenate at the end space plus name. Okay, so you can even concatenate a variable at the end as well, but of course the variable needs to be a string. You can use concatenation only on strings. You cannot use concatenation on numbers or like boolean values. No, you can only use concatenation within strings themselves. So both on the left hand side and the right hand side of the addition symbol, it should be strings. As you're able to see, we are having hello world and then Shaurya. Okay, so are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Deep Bhattacharya, I look like Carrie Minati. Believe me, like I have met some people in my life who really thought that I was Carrie Minati and got some pictures clicked with me as well. But yeah, I'm 6 feet and he's like 5 feet 5, so there's a huge difference in that as well. Okay, so basically you use the addition symbol to concatenate or to attach two strings together. Okay, so there's not a lot to be able to like understood in this. Okay, so in sources as well, right now we'll be concatenating something to be able to form the greeting message. So let's say hello, okay, space. Of course, you have to keep in mind that when you are concatenating it, if you want spaces, you have to introduce them as well. So hello plus name, that is what we are getting from our prompt by default. Okay, hello name. How are you? Okay, so we have created this particular greeting message that hello Shara, how are you, right over here. So if I'm running this, if I'm saving this by control S and then running it by control enter, you have to put your name in. So let us put up Suzy, S-U-Z-I, that is the name that I'm giving. Okay, S-U-Z-I, that is the name that I'm giving right over here, that will be saved inside our variable called as name. If I'm pressing enter, okay, we are getting hello Suzy, how are you. Okay, we are getting the greeting message on our screen as well. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand, like this is something that we have already done yesterday. Okay, this is not something that is new. This is basically your name and your like prompt variable and alerts. This is something that we have done yesterday. Okay, so now instead of like every single time when I want to run these two lines of code, I don't want to actually like copy paste these two lines of code. So I will create a function for myself. Okay, I will create a function for myself and I will name this particular function as greeting. So let us create the function. To create a function, that's very simple. function function, and then I will name the function. I will name the function as greeting, Greeting, greeting. I will have a rounded parenthesis and after that a curly braces. Inside the curly braces, I will put my code, the code that I want to keep inside the function itself. I will be putting it inside the function right over here. Take up a tab right over there. So please make sure that whatever, so once you're creating a function, there needs to be a space right over here. These spaces usually can either put up as 4 spaces or space bars, or you can have like one tab right over there. It's totally up to you. I usually prefer a tab because who the fuck will just like click on the space button 4 times? It's just like too loud to be able to use it. Now if I'm saving this and I'm running my code, okay, I've created my function greeting. I've created my function greeting right over here. Okay, so if I'm running my code right over here saying like control enter, you're able to see nothing happens. I'm not getting any prompt, I'm not getting any alert. So why is this particular thing happening right over here? Can somebody like let me know? Like think about it. Like I've written the function, I've created the function as well, I've written the entire code. If I'm pressing on it like control and enter, if I'm running this particular line of code, it's not working. Why is that the case? Can somebody let me know? Again, that's absolutely clever, guys. The function hasn't been called. For example, meet this particular person. No, this is a villain. Let's take up the hero itself. So meet this particular person. He is Midoriya, okay, from My Hero Academy. Again, an amazing anime. You guys should be watching. If I'm telling you this, that okay, this particular mishap of a creature that is wearing some green colors leggings right over here, his name is Midoriya. Now, if you want to Midoriya to save your life, would you be calling him by like, hey, that green color legging, the mishap that is currently present right over there, could you please basically please save me? So no, that is not the case. You won't be giving the exact description that I'm giving to you to be able to call him to be able to help you guys out. You'll be calling him by his name because I have told you guys that, okay, this is this particular object right over here. His name is Midoriya. If you want to save him, you will be calling him by his name, that Midoriya, please save me. So if you want him to do something for you, you have to call it. When I'm telling you about it, that, okay, this particular person, he looks like this, he does this, blah, 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 and his name is Midoriya, I'm basically giving you a description. I'm basically defining you. I'm defining this particular person to you. Okay, now if you want to make him help you, then you will have to call him as well. You'll have to call him. Similarly, that goes on for your function as well. Right over here, you have just created the function. You have just created the function. You have given the function a description, what goes on inside of it. You have just created a function itself. To be able to use it, you need to call that function. You need to call that function. To be able to call a function, you just have to write the name of the function, that is greeting, then again parenthesis, and then semicolon at the end. That's it. To be able to call a function, you have to write this little line of code. The name of the function, the parenthesis, and then the semicolon at the end. Now if I'm pressing on Control Enter right over here, the code is working absolutely fine, because you are calling the function that please run, dude. You're basically calling the function right over there. So right over here, you have to write your name, let's say Shaurya, and you're getting hello Shaurya, how are you? And it's working especially fine. There's no problem right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. For those, of course, who don't watch the anime or something like that, okay, those who are not able to understand, whenever you're not able to understand something, write, okay, that this is what I'm not able to understand. Don't write I am not able to understand. Okay, write exactly what you are not able to understand. Why is it working correctly without colon? So without the semicolon as well, your code will run absolutely fine. There will be no issues in that, because your browser is extremely smart. It puts that semicolon for you. Even if you are not putting it, it assumes that there is a semicolon right over there. Now that assumption becomes very dangerous when you're writing like 10,000 lines of code. Maybe you really didn't wanted a semicolon to be at that point of time. So, but your browser will interpret it as this at this particular line I need to put up a semicolon, and your code wouldn't function in a proper way. So it's always be sure to take up precautions rather than cure. Okay, never take up like the cure. Okay, it's very difficult to basically find the cure at the later point of time. Always take precautions. Always put the semicolon at the end. Similar to that, like I said, you can only like concatenate two different strings together. Yes, you can concatenate a string with an integer as well, but that integer will be then converted to a string and then concatenated with the string itself. Now that may cause to some errors in the future. So never do that. Never do that. Always try to make sure that your basics is very like concrete, and always follow those basics itself. Okay. We can take up integers and floats as well via strings, via prompt, but by default, whatever, even if you're writing numbers inside of the prompt, it will show it as a string itself. It will always show it as a string. Okay. Are you guys able to understand the call function? How to call function? This is the code to call the function. Okay, what was his name? Anup. This is the code to call the function right over here. Okay, you are having greeting and then parenthesis and then semicolon right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Function calls Suzy console.log. Okay, yeah. Mame Vishwakarma. It's absolutely fine. Okay. Okay, great. So let's continue from right over here, guys. So you have understood. Now think about this as a party. Okay, think about it's my birthday party. Okay, the box that we created for functions, think about it as my birthday party. Okay, so I've called you guys for my birthday party. This is the function box. Inside the function, you are having your code. Okay, inside the function, you're having your code right over here. Okay, and this is the party that is currently going on. Now, if you're coming to the party, at any point of time, okay, I'm a very like greedy person. Okay, I'm like, dude, I will be calling a lot many number of people to the party, and they will be bringing me some gifts as well. These are basically called as your return gifts. Oh, sorry, not return gifts, your gifts itself at the end of the day. So I'm calling you guys to my party, and I'm like, dude, you need to bring a gift with you. Okay, it's my birthday. Of course, I need a gift as well. Okay, so I want to make sure that you are bringing a gift. So I will be telling you guys, when you are coming to the party, bring me a gift, and I will be opening all the gifts in front of you. I'll be using the gifts inside the party itself. Okay, so this particular gift, I can give it to you inside the party. You will be giving it to me inside the party itself. Okay, so this particular concept of gifts continues in functions as well. Okay, you can give some values as a gift to the function to be able to use it. Okay, you can give a particular gift to the function to be able to use it as well. For example, in this particular function, I can give this function my age as a gift. Okay, for example, the user that is currently on your website, you already know his age is 18. Let's say that you already know that his age is 18. You had already asked him previously itself. You have the age as 18 right over there. So instead of instead of asking him again about his age to show the like greeting message. Now my greeting message is hello Shaurya, you are dash years old. Okay, so I'm having the greeting message changed to hello Shaurya, you are dash years old. Okay, I think so. I need to write years old right over there. So I want to create this particular greeting message. I already have my age. So what I will be doing is, while I'm creating the function, I will be specifying right over here that this particular function greeting takes in a gift as well. When you are coming into this particular function, you need to bring in a gift as well. And that gift is called as age. Okay, that gift is called as age. So this particular function greeting takes in age as a parameter. Okay, this is called as a parameter. In normal sense, it is called as a parameter right over there. Okay, so whenever you're creating a greeting function, you are basically telling that, okay, this particular function will, you have to give in a gift as well. Without gift, you cannot enter into this particular function. And that gift is basically the age of the user. So when I'm calling this particular function, now we have created this function. We have created a function called as greeting that takes in an age, and you can do anything with that particular age. Okay, you can print it out, you can modify the age as well. For example, age is equals to age divided by 15 or something like that. But you can bring in the age, you can get the age, and you can do anything with it inside the function itself. You can do anything with it. Okay, so right over here, when you are calling the greeting function, when you are calling the greeting function, you have to specify the user's age. You have to specify, you have to give in the gift that, okay, I want to just use this particular function. This function takes in a gift as well. So I have to specify the parameter, that is age. So right over here, I'm specifying the parameter as 21. Let's assume that the parameter that I'm specifying, the age that I'm specifying is 21 right over here. So I'm saving this particular line of code and running it properly. As I'm able to see, we are getting Shaurya. And then we are getting hello Shaurya, you are 21 years old. Okay, hello Shaurya, you are 21 years old. So I'm able to pass in this particular age to the function, and there I'm able to utilize it. And this is the concept of gifts or parameters. You can specify n number of parameters right over there. For example, you want to take in age. Okay, sure. You want to take in the address. Okay, you want to take in the address. Sure. You want to take in the blood type, take in the blood type as well. Let's take up to two itself. So right over here, you can have hello name, you are dash years old, and you live in space plus, let's take this to the next line. So we have created this particular alert. Hello name, you are dash years old and you live in this particular address. Now when I'm calling this function, I need to provide it with two gifts. Okay, I need to provide it with two gifts right over there. The first one is the age and the second one is the address. Let's say Bangalore. Okay, now I can save this, run this particular line of code. And as you're able to see, let's say Shaurya, and we're getting, hello Shaurya, you're 21 years old, you live in Bangalore. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this particular thing? And if you're not able to understand, write the exact thing about what you are not able to understand. Okay, you can take up any number of parameters right over there. Okay, you can take up any number of parameters right over there. You are basically providing additional information to the code. You are basically providing a gift to the code that he or she, that basically the code can use as it is. Like you can use it in any format. If you're not able to understand, please let me know the exact thing. Okay, the exact thing that you're not able to understand. Okay, एज और एड्रेस को वेरिएबल की तरह स्पेसिफाई नहीं करेंगे. नो इशिका, यू डोंट नीड टू डू दैट, as that is just a parameter. You don't need to explicitly tell that it's a variable. That's automatically assumed by the code itself. So you don't have to write var age or var address. Just that directly can write age and address right over there. Okay, these snippet files basically get saved inside your browser itself. Okay, these snippet files basically get saved inside the browser itself. Okay, Master John, you must have made some error because the code is actually working absolutely fine. There's no issues in that. Okay, no, you don't need to specify the data types while calling a function. You can directly write the function itself. Okay, invisible dreams, you have to be very particular in what you were not able to understand so that we are able to explain that particular portion. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, we have the age, that age and the address is your parameters. These are the parameters that come along, like some of the rules that come along while using the function. You have to provide these gifts, these parameters to be able to use this function itself. Okay. Okay, so I guess everybody is able to understand it. So moving on from here, so you looked at a particular function. Okay, this was your function right over here. You had your parameters. Okay, that is your gifts that you are able to provide. Now, of course, I'm not a good Samaritan. If you are bringing me gifts, I will be helping you guys to leave with a return gift in your hand as well. I won't be like just taking away your gifts and not giving you anything at the end of the day. I'll be providing you with a return gift as well. The same thing a function can also provide to you. Okay, let us look at this. Let us look at this. We have already looked at two different functions up till now. The first one was alert. The first one was alert. Alert took in a parameter. Alert took in a parameter that was hi, hello world. We have already looked at a function that is our alert function right over here that took in a particular parameter that is the hello world right over here. Now when you're taking in the hello world parameter, you were able to see that the function didn't give any return gift back to you. It just showcased a particular like attribute. So it had a parameter. It had a parameter that is hello world, and it showcased an alert that said hello world inside of it. So when you were running this particular line of code inside your console, if you're going back, and if you are running this particular line of code that is alert alert, and let's say hello world right over here. Okay, if you are running this particular line of code, you are able to see that you are getting undefined on your screen. You're getting undefined on your screen. But the same thing if you are doing with prompt, the same thing if you were doing with prompt, prompt, it also took in a parameter. It also took in a parameter that is what is your name. Okay, it also took in a parameter, but it returned back to you. It gave you a return gift that is the input by the user. Let's see that. Let's come back. Let's try to run this line of code. So prompt prompt, what is your name? I'm running this line of code. Let's say sure. here, and instead of getting an undefined, I'm actually getting the output by the user, whatever the user whatever input that the user gave inside the prompt, I'm able to get it back. So instead of taking in just a gift right over here and giving you nothing, the prompt was able to take in a gift and give something back to you. It was able to return something back to you. And that is basically the concept of the return statement. Here, undefined basically tells you that nothing has been given back by the running this particular line of code. The console hasn't received anything. The console hasn't received anything after running this particular line of code. And that is where your prompt is able to send back the value. Okay, prompt is able to return a value back to you. Are you able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Oh no, like this is basically silver in nature. It has not been removed. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So when you are running alert, nothing is coming back to you. You are just getting an alert on your screen. That's it. Everything over, and hence nothing is given back to the console. Okay, nothing is given back to the console. That is undefined. You're not getting anything. Okay, it's not defined. Okay, undefined is an English word. I don't need to explain it to you guys. You're not getting anything back. That is what the console is saying, that after running this line of code, I didn't get anything back. I didn't receive any gifts. Whereas when I was running prompt, okay, when I was running prompt at that point of time, I got something back. I got the input by the user. Okay, I got the input by the user, and that you are able to see on your screen. You're not getting an undefined right over there. So what should I do inside my code so that I'm able to get something back from my function, so that my function is able to return something back to me after running this particular line of code? How I'm able to get something back to from my function, or my function is able to return something back to me? For that, you are having another statement called as return. Let's say you are basically creating var dog age is equals to, let me just compute how to calculate dog age in human years. Human age in dog years are actually, like, so human age in dog years. So is there any formula for the same? One dog year is equals to 7 human years. I'm pretty sure that should be wrong. Okay, I'll just divide it by 15. Okay, dog year age is equals to age divided by 15. So I'm basically manipulating the gift that you had given to me. Okay, the gift that you had given to me, that is age, I'm dividing it by 15 to be able to get my age in dog years. Okay, I want to take up my age right over here and divide it by 15 to get my dog age. Okay, and I can return something back to you, that is my dog age itself. So it will return the value. Okay, it will return the value of age divided by 15. It will return the value that is age divided by 15 right over here. So I'm saving this particular line of code and I'm running this particular line of code again. Let's go back to console. Let's write greeting and then my age, that is, let's say 24, and let's have Bangalore right over there. Let's execute it. Let's keep my name as Shaurya. So I'm getting, hello Shaurya, you're 24 years old and you live in Bangalore, and I'm getting 1.6 on my screen, that is 24 divided by 15. Okay, I'm getting 24 divided by 15 right over there. Instead of getting undefined, because right now my code is returning something back to me. So so just think about it. Your function is your birthday party. You came to the birthday party with some gifts. Okay, some gifts that you had to give to me. Then when you're leaving the birthday party, you weren't leaving with anything. You are just leaving the birthday party without anything. I didn't give you any return gift after the party is over. Okay, so you got, what is your gift? You have got nothing in your hands. That is undefined. That is the console is not getting something back from the function. right over here, when you're putting a return statement, okay, when you're putting a return statement right over here, you're giving something back. You're getting a return gift. Okay, the person leaving my birthday party is getting a return gift. So you're leaving away with the dog age. You're leaving away with the dog age in your hands. Okay, and that is something that you're getting on the console. So instead of getting an undefined right over here, you're getting 1.6 being returned back to you. So what is the purpose of the return statement? So without return statement, you wouldn't be able to get the user input from the prompt. The prompt, when you were creating the prompt, you were able to get the user input and you were able to use it later on. So that is the use of the return statement. It was able to send back the user input. Okay. Okay. Now this particular return, okay, the return statement, whatever you are getting back from the function itself, you can save it in a variable instead of putting it out in the like console. You can save it in a variable as well. For example, what you can do is you can write the exact same thing. So let's say var dage is equals to greeting 24 Bangalore. Okay, so whatever is getting returned from the greeting 24 Bangalore right over here, whatever value is being returned by that, it will basically get saved inside a variable called as dage. It will basically get saved inside a variable called as dage. Okay, just like you were creating var name is equals to prompt what is your name. So whatever the value was coming from the prompt, whatever input that the user had given, you were saving it inside the name itself. Okay, that is the use of the return statement. This gift that has been given to you on your hands, okay, you can put it inside a thela. Okay, you can put it inside a bag and carry forward. Okay, so you can put it inside a bag. That is what you're doing right over here. You're creating a variable called as dog age, and whatever return that you were getting, whatever return value that you were getting from the function, you're putting it up inside the variable called as dage. So if I'm running this particular line of code, you are getting sure, okay, and as well, you are able to see that you're getting undefined right over here. Why are you not getting the value back? Because the value that you are getting back, you are storing it now inside of dage. You are not putting it up inside the console. You are storing the value inside of dage. You are storing the value that you are able to get from the function itself inside the box, inside the variable. So it is not coming out on your screen. It is not coming out on your console. And that is the purpose of return statements. For example, when you are just writing, okay, when you were just writing the prompt, what is your name, you're writing Shaurya, the return statement was basically coming on your screen. The return statement was basically coming on your screen right over here. Okay, the same thing if you are writing var name is equals to Shaurya, var name is equals to prompt what is your name, then that name was getting saved inside a variable called as name. Okay, that whatever the input that the user was giving to you, that was getting saved inside your name. And this is the use of the return statement, to be able to use the function to do something, to get something back from the function. If you didn't have the return statements, you weren't able to get the input from the user. Just think about it. If you didn't have the return statement, you weren't able to get the input from the user. That is the use of the return statement. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. See, if you're not able to understand it, no issues in that. I think so it was pretty easy. Like there's nothing too difficult about it, according to me. Okay. Okay, so everybody is able to understand it. That's great. So what's the use of this? Sabhya, like prompt is an example of it. Okay, you are having alert. That is also an example of it. Without that, you won't be able to proceed further with that. Okay. Okay, great. Now let us try to, so we have covered the basics of JavaScript. We won't be using like the Google prompt or something like that anymore. Okay, we will directly start from the concepts moving above. Okay, don't worry about it. We will be using an IDE from right now. Now, okay, so why were we using this? Okay, let's try to understand it. Why were we using this? So Rohan Maurya is saying, guys, leave it and join Masai School, 100% placement. So I think so Rohan got placed from there. So Rohan, where are you working right now? Okay. So let us try to understand why we were writing our code in the browser itself. So JavaScript was basically made for your browsers only. JavaScript was basically made for your browsers only, not anything else. Okay, so that is the reason why when you are writing, you don't have to install anything, you don't have to do anything, you can just open up your browser and just start writing your code in JavaScript, and there was nothing to be able to do about it. But with time, okay, the problem with JavaScript living in the browser was that its functions were fairly limited. Okay, for example, it was not able to access your file system, it was not able to access like some local documents, it was not able to do a lot of different things that it is supposed to do. Now, okay, from a browser perspective, you will also be very concerned that if your browser is able to access your local files, then that is not something that you want to do as well. So it prevented browsers to basically access local files and get your information posted to the internet. So that is a great thing. But when you're thinking about creating a backend web development like application, okay, when you want to create a backend web development application right over there, so at that point of time, you want your like code to be able to get access to the files, to be able to manipulate it, to be able to do some additional stuff beyond the browser capabilities as well. Now the problem with that was that, for example, this is your earth. Okay, this is your earth right over here. That is your browser. Okay, this is your earth, that is browser right over here, and then you are having the atmosphere around it. Okay, then you are having the atmosphere around it, that is basically the browser, all the different things that are connected with the browser itself. The browser was able to provide a great living condition for your JavaScript. Okay, it was able to provide a great living condition for your JavaScript. Okay, the JavaScript was able to work properly right over there. There was no problem inside of it. It was able to function as well, but it was fairly limited. Okay, now if I want to take this JavaScript and put it up inside space, so this is space right over here. If I want to put it up inside the space, you know that if you are taking up, and the space is basically your server or your local laptop or something like that. Okay, your server or your local laptop right over there, then in that particular case, your human being will basically die because this is space. Okay, this is space. You guys are very familiar with the same. Okay, you can directly go right over there and like you will be dead in an instant. Okay, so that is just not something that we want. We want to make sure that our JavaScript should be able to work inside our servers, laptops, and desktops as well. Okay, we don't want this to happen with our JavaScript. So the environment, okay, you need to provide the JavaScript with an environment that basically mimics that of the atmosphere on Earth, and also provide some additional features so that this particular person is able to spend his time or to be able to live inside the space itself. And that is where your suits come into place. That is where your astronaut suits or space suits come into place. For example, right over here, this is your JavaScript or your human being. You need to provide him or her with an space suit that has an additional features. It has most of the features that are there inside your earth, okay, inside the atmosphere around your earth as well, but some additional features that enables this particular person to live inside space. And that is what Node.js is. That is what Node.js is. Node.js basically provides JavaScript an environment where it is able to provide some additional features to JavaScript, as well as provided an environment where it is able to run and work properly. That is the feature and the function of Node.js. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Nishul, please do not disturb the class. Okay, you will be getting your certificates on time. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So Node.js basically provides an environment where you are able to write JavaScript code and run the code itself. That's it. Okay, just think about it as spacesuit. It is able to just provide you with a environment, but you require a space shuttle, okay, or maybe a space station to be able to do work, okay, to be able to do a particular type of work itself. Now that is where frameworks come into place. That is where frameworks come into place. Okay. For those who are not able to understand, it's pretty simple. JavaScript can only run within your browser. It cannot work separately. You cannot run JavaScript separately in your laptop, in your desktop, or on your servers. Okay, so Node.js basically provides an environment for JavaScript inside your server, inside your laptop, inside your desktop, to be able to run JavaScript outside the browser, liberating it outside the browser itself. You're able to work outside the browser. You're able to write your code outside the browser and it will work. So that is the purpose of Node.js. But now, okay, so you have got a particular environment where your Node.js is providing that environment where JavaScript code, you're able to write it and you're able to run it as well. But you need to do various different stuff. For example, one of the most used IDEs after VS Code is called as Atom. Okay, one of the most used IDEs that people use. So IDEs in the integrated development environment that provides you all the tools and technologies that are necessary for you to write a particular code. Okay, so one of the most used, like even before, I'm currently using VS Code, but before that I was also using Atom. Atom is built on JavaScript as the basic programming language, Node.js that provides it an environment, and then a framework called as Electron. Okay, a framework called as Electron. Now, a framework basically is like, for example, think about it as a construction company. Think about it as a construction company. You need to build a building in a very quick manner. Okay, so there are two different options that you can do. Either you can take up bricks. Okay, you can take up bricks like this. So you will lay down bricks one by one like this, again and again and again. Okay, right over here. Okay, you will lay down bricks and then put up cement in between. Then again put on bricks, then put up cement in between. Then again put on bricks, put up cement in between. And this is how you are able to create one wall. This is how you are able to create one wall. Brick, cement, brick, cement, brick, cement, brick, cement. But nowadays, this is not how like buildings are created. If you are going to cities like Mumbai, Delhi, or Bangalore, if you want to create a building in a very quick manner, what they do is they use a framework. Think about it as a stencil. Think about it as stencil. What they do is they have these wooden planks. Okay, they have these wooden planks. So they will just arrange two wooden planks right over here and then connect it and then fill it up to the brim with concrete. Then fill it up to the brim with concrete. They will just let it settle down for 1 or 2 days, remove all the wooden planks, and your entire wall of concrete is ready in just 2 days. In just 2 days, an entire wall is ready. Now think if you are having an entire floor plan, you just create this entire floor plan according to the stencil, this framework, fill it up with concrete inside of it, remove the wooden plank in 2 days, and your entire floor is ready in just a matter of 2 days. Entire floor is ready in just a matter of 2 days. So your framework basically provides you with some tools and some technologies that basically removes the redundant work so that you are able to focus much more upon building the product. You are able to focus much more upon building the product right away. So that is the use of frameworks. So JavaScript is your programming language. JavaScript is your programming language. Node.js provides us the environment in which it is able to run. Node.js is able to provide it with the environment in which you are able to run it. Okay, and then you are having frameworks. For example, if you want to build a desktop application in JavaScript, if you want to build a desktop application, a normal let's say Windows application in Node.js in JavaScript, for that you will be using the framework called as Electron. Electron provides you with all the different tools and technologies that are needed for you to be able to build a Windows application. Okay, it handles all the redundant work for you so that you are able to focus upon building the Windows application itself. Similar to that, you are having another framework that we are going to learn, that is Express.js. We are going to learn about Express.js. Express.js is again a framework that has been built around JavaScript to help you guys to build backend applications for your websites. Okay, backend applications for your websites itself. So any type of website that you want to create the backend application. So you will be using the Express framework. Don't worry, we'll be learning about Express in a lot more depth. This is just an introduction to Node.js and Express. This is just an introduction. Of course, we are going into a lot of depth behind each of them. Okay, so don't worry about it. But are you guys able to get a intro to the same? Are you guys able to understand a bit about the same? Please let me know. Okay, are you able to understand this? Please let me know. Yes, Express.js and Electron are both different kinds of frameworks. Express.js is for backend applications for websites. Or even for apps as well. You can take it up as anything related to backend web development, whereas Electron is basically for developing like Windows applications. Okay, Electron is basically used for Windows applications itself. Okay, React.js. Okay, so React.js is also very famous. So React.js is basically again a framework for your front end web development applications. Okay, a framework for your front end, that is what you are using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. You can create that using React.js as well. So that is where React will be there. We'll be having one bootcamp on React.js on, I think so, 28th of July. So we'll be having JavaScript and React.js bootcamp on 28th of July. So you guys can definitely join right over there to learn a bit more about React. There's nothing better than React. Okay, if anybody is telling you guys that Vue is better, Next.js is better, or something else is better, they are basically just like promoting a YouTube channel. Okay, if you're thinking from a perspective of getting a job, landing a job, then you have to be the best at React.js, guys. You have to be the best right over there. Okay. Difference between Express.js and Node.js. Rahul, what the fuck was I teaching for the past 30 minutes? Okay, Node.js basically provides the entire environment, all the different things that are necessary for JavaScript to run inside your computer. Whereas Express.js is a framework that is used to develop backend web development applications. Okay. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So my suggestion to you guys would be continue with React. Okay, don't start with Angular. See why I'm saying that, because React is the father, the grandfather, the original Adam and Eve of all the frameworks that exist today. Okay, it has the largest number of industries that are currently using any web development framework is React.js. And once you have learned React.js, because it's like the Adam and Eve, they have the most experience out there. Okay, because React.js has the most number of tools and technologies and nooks and crevices that are there related to web development. It becomes very easy for you to shift after learning from React.js to Angular. Like if I know already React.js, it will take me 7 days to learn Angular, but the reverse is not true, because Angular has very less number of features, very less number of community support behind it when compared to React. So it becomes very easy to shift from React to Angular, but it becomes very difficult for you to shift from from Angular to React. That is why always start with React.js itself. Okay. Okay, so I hope that you guys were able to understand everything. Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand everything clearly? Please let me know, guys. If you were able to understand everything clearly, please do like the video. Like I've already said yesterday as well, your support is something that we require a lot. So I will encourage you guys to please like go ahead. Right now we are having 1700 students live with us, so I expect at least 1600 likes on our video. Once we have done that, I will be showing you guys the attendance link as well. Should I consider it as a deal? Please do let me know. Should I consider it as a deal? Let's take up the number of likes to 1600, and that I will consider as the limit for our attendance today. Okay, and then I will be showing you guys the attendance. Will that be fine with everybody? Please let me know. Okay, today as well we posted a new meme on our page. I pretty much liked this meme. You killed a man. I was using light theme on Discord, and then like that big guy just went away. You as a developer always need to use the dark mode. Okay, so definitely guys, if you are interested, do follow us on Instagram. We try to make sure that every single day you're getting something, some information that is very unique. Okay, you're able to learn something on a daily basis, maybe Git and GitHub, maybe open source, maybe hypothesis testing. Every single day we try to make sure that if you are giving just 5 minutes daily, just 5 minutes to the Instagram page, just 5 minutes of your life, just 5 minutes to read a post thoroughly, just go through the entire post thoroughly, try to read it. You will be learning so many number of things every single day, just for 1 year. Every day we're trying to make sure that we are posting something very unique and very important for you guys to be able to learn at the end of the day, and that is very beneficial for you guys as well. So please do follow us on Instagram. It will be great to connect with you guys as well. Or else you can even follow me on Instagram personally. I don't post anything. Okay, mostly my posts are like me and Susie down somewhere. Okay, nothing else. But if you want to connect with me, that is also totally fine. It would be great to be able to connect with you as well. Okay. So let me open up a form. No, in this bootcamp, we are only having backend web development. From the 28th of July, we'll be having our React.js, that is the front-end bootcamp as well. If you want to join, you can definitely do that right over there. Okay, so like I said, I will be showing the attendance link after we have hit our number of likes, guys. The 1700 of you like right over here. Can we take it up to at least 1500? Okay, can we take up the number of likes to at least 1500, guys? Then I will show the attendance link. Can we take up the number of likes to 1500, guys? Okay, so let us write the QR code generator, link, the image, a 2 July. The registration for the new and upcoming bootcamp, you will be able to get it from devtown.in. That is our website. You can go to events. From events, you will be able to see all the upcoming bootcamps. We will be updating it by tomorrow morning for all the bootcamps up till the 31st of July. So all the bootcamps will be updating it. We are having the next bootcamp that will be on Python and computer vision. Then we are having HTML, CSS and your personal portfolio website. Then we are having DSA in, like Java and DSA in arrays. So like DSA in Java and the topic would be arrays. The next would be Python and machine learning. After that, it will be DSA in C++ and the topic would be linked list. And after that, we are having your JavaScript and React.js bootcamps. These are all the different bootcamps that we have scheduled for this particular month. Okay. This is your QR code, guys. You can go ahead and take up a screenshot from this. And yeah, after that, we will be ending this particular bootcamp right now. Okay. I hope you guys were able to learn a lot from today's class, and then we'll be starting off with Node.js from tomorrow onwards as well. Okay. We will be having one day. On the fifth day, I will be taking you guys about like React and what do you need to learn in front end, back end, how you need to look at career opportunities and everything. So don't worry about it. Susie is 7 months old. And do follow us on Instagram, guys. It takes up a minute to follow us on Instagram. It will be great to be able to connect with you guys as well. We want to make sure that we are able to cross 20,000 subscribers right over there as well. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. And we'll definitely meet tomorrow once again. And we'll continue from right over there as well. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.